Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. I'm going to change irrelevant details to protect my client's anonymity. A client said he needed to change jobs to make more money because he has to send his 16-year-old oppositional child to an $80,000 a year residential treatment program. Well, knowing that sometimes such a problem can at least be remediated enough to avoid that, I asked him to describe typical incidents that have made him and his wife decide to send his daughter to that therapeutic ranch. And he said that she's sexting and dressing hyper alluringly, which he described as tight tops showing maximum cleavage, short skirts. And on the bus, men are flirting with her, even touching her, and that she loves the attention. When he and his wife try to reason with her, she runs out of the room. When they ground her, she climbs out of her bedroom window. I asked if he wouldn't mind role-playing the typical discussion that they would have over such issues. And that, when he did that, it made clear that he typically resorted to lecturing, yelling, threatening, punishing, or in frustration saying he gives up on her. I then asked if he wouldn't mind if he and I role-played, and he'd play the daughter and I'd play him. Here's a paraphrase. I started, it's me, and I'm going to say it's she, but obviously it's this guy playing his daughter. Is this a good time to talk? No. Can we figure out a time? No. I gave her a knowing smile, something like this. Like a school marmy knowing glance that showed that I appreciated her cleverness, but that I wasn't going to give in to that. I then, without waiting for her assent, I said something like, well, what do you think the wise woman within you would say about your sexual behavior? Nothing. Might she say, Michelle, and of course that's not her name, I'm just making it up to protect my client's innocence. Might she say, Michelle, you have so many good characteristics. You're a good musician. You draw well. You're pretty. You don't need to get your self-esteem from throwing your body around. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, what am I not understanding? I like guys. Well, do you think a guy that the wise woman within you would approve of wouldn't like you if you didn't dress that way? In other words, wouldn't a nice guy like you even if you didn't dress that way? I don't know. Well, that would be a win, and I wouldn't want to push it further with her, certainly in that conversation. So I would, in the role play, I then said something like, hey, speaking of drawing, when I was a kid, I was too shy to draw the things I really wanted to draw. A bit of modest human disclosure can be bonding. Her eyebrows raised a little. And I said, hey, how about each of us draw something we think is awesome, and the winner gets to choose tonight's dessert? Whatever. It's another win. I explained to my client the operative principles in that dialogue. Number one, it expressed concern without being punitive. It proposed an activity that would allow the child to build self-esteem based on something healthier than on sexting and so on. Of course, those sorts of conversations, those sorts of experiences, hooking up, maybe that's the wrong term, I guess, in these days, but having the parent encourage good friendships, those things need to recur before they're going to have much enduring positive effect on her self-esteem. The third principle is that friendly competition can be motivating. That, they were each going to draw something, and it was something that the daughter did well. It was set up for the daughter to do well in the competition. 4, all that was done with me being, playing the role playing the father on the same side of the table as my daughter, rather than being an opposing force. Together, we were going to figure out a way to make things better. And 5, my approach was designed to build intrinsic motivation, internal drive, internal sense of responsibility, internal sense of good behavior, rather than because she was scared I was going to punish her. And that is crucial because she's 16, and now or soon, the child's going to be away from the parent's watchful eye, and unless the motivation to be good comes from within, the kid might, like so many kids at college, go wild. My client said he would think about it and play the recording of the session for his wife. Again, that's also a win. As always, when I offer an approach that's radically different from what he had been doing, I don't expect my client to embrace it. Oh, that's great. It's too discordant from the client's current thinking. So I simply said, it sounds good, in a kind of an even voice. I didn't want too much enthusiasm, lest all the energy behind the idea come from me. I said, sounds good, and of course, I don't know her anywhere near as well as you do, but maybe it might be food for thought. Is any of this food for thought for you? In any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.